It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
This guy's a predator. Now, Xander said he was looking at his phone. He likes to read some of the comments. He's just going through it like so many people do nowadays. He had no idea about what was about to happen, that there was this violent maniac right behind him, and then bam, right in the face. Now, Xander says everything's a little fuzzy about what happened. He can remember being hit, knocked down, dragged over into the street. And up until this point, Xander hasn't seen this video. He's probably watching it with us tonight. He's very lucky he wasn't killed. You can get a head injury and have traumatic brain injury. Lots of terrible things can happen. Now, he threw his phone trying to get the guy just to get away from him. Finally, he said that trash can there was what saved him because he was able to reach up. And then there you can see that second suspect. He gets up. Well, he clearly is part of this. Otherwise, he would have gotten involved and helped Xander. And then he stops this good Samaritan from coming over. Well, Xander pulled himself up using that trash can.
So we go back through this in and try and learn some points. As we always say in most self-defense circles, awareness is the most important thing that you have. If you're aware and you're perceived to be aware, it can put attackers off. Whenever you're out in public, you don't know what people's intentions are. So you need to always just be in that yellow zone, as it's known. Just watching your surroundings, just be aware of who's around. You don't need to be paranoid, but just watch what they're doing. At the moment, this victim is in white, and he's clearly in white, as we would say, so completely unaware of his surroundings, focusing on his phone. Obviously, you've got the main aggressor, who's just stalking around in the background. There's another one who is attached to this guy, doesn't really get involved, but assuming he's probably sat on this bench here. Just look at the way that the victim is standing. So obviously he's looking at his phone. Obviously, you're going to try and keep off of that if you can. And he's got his legs crossed there, so if something does happen, you're completely off balance when the attack sort of starts. If you do have to look at your phone, and try and stand with your back to something and just look around and quick look up and look down again if you absolutely have to do it. As we move along, then obviously you see the attacker is sort of stalking. He's looking for his moment. By this point here, like, you should be aware that there's someone right behind you. He wasn't there before. You need to be aware that the distance that there now is, there's like no distance there at all. He's within striking range at this point. Something you need to be aware of, where your surroundings. And obviously he's going to wind up, big strike, obviously hits him, and then his head also hits off the bus shelter itself, so he's getting a double hit here. You can see as well the attacker's now latched on as well, which makes it incredibly difficult to deal with anything. He's latched onto the back. So if you've got bags and things as well, another good tip is potentially is just have one looped over, so if they do grab your bag, you can let the bag go and not have it dragging you to the floor. Obviously it's just a constant onslaught, so there's not much you can do. But you need to be covering your head. This is what good grappling principles, preventing someone taking it back. It's sort of almost the position he's in, protecting your head. If you can, try and get to your back, start kicking at the knees, kicking up towards the groin. You cannot go into a fetal position like this and do nothing. You have to give the attacker something to be worried about. There's certain sweeps and things you could do from this position. So looking at the leg position here, there's certain ways of trapping the leg and kicking the knees out that could sweep him and take him down. So learn those as well. Generally from jiu-jitsu, you will understand them. Here's the other guy, the attacker. What you'll notice as well is in the background you have a bystander, a female here that doesn't really move at all. Even just to call the police, doesn't even move. This is something that happens a lot. What we are going to get here is our good Samaritan in a way come over. He looks like he's about to intervene. But you've got obviously the bad guy there not letting him go in. At this point here, if you're coming in as a bystander, you need to try and assess the situation. Can you deal with this? Do you know what they've got? his hands are in his pockets, so is he armed? Does he have something on him? He needs to be really, really careful about going straight in to help the victim here without realising what this guy might do if you do so. So that's your own decision, even if you're just verbal, even if you're just on the phone, film them, try and get them to potentially to leave if you're going to intervene. If not, get on the phone to the police, get details for them, and then help the victim with first aid if you need to.